Hi everyone, welcome to the Back to School webinar. We'll get started in a minute or two. Thanks for coming. Hi everyone. So for today's agenda, we're going to do a quick welcome from the National Youth Council members. And I'm going to start that off. So my name is Krifa Cannon, and I'm a senior at Plano East Senior High School located in Plano, Texas. And I've been involved with Unicef USA for 4 years, and this is my first year on the council. And with that, I'll pass it on to Nikki.
Hello, my name is Nikki Joshi. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a junior at Vanderbilt University. I've been involved with Unicef USA for 4 years, and this is my first year on the council. I will pass it off to Radhika.
Hello, my name is Radhika Sharma. I'm from Connecticut and I'm a senior at Farmington High School. I've been involved with UNICEF for about 3 years and this is my first year on the council. I'll pass it on to Alex Xavier.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Houston, Texas. My name is Alex Xavier Mendoza. I'm a junior at High School Virtual Academy, and I've been involved with UNICEF USA for 2 years now. And this is my first year on the National Youth Council. I'll pass it over to Nikki.
So now I'm just going to give an overview of what the National Youth Council is. The National Youth Council is composed of a team of high school and college students that serve to represent students and youth advocates nationwide. Included on this slide is the Youth Council for the 22 to 23 school year. Together, we educate, advocate, fundraise, and build community on behalf of UNICEF USA. So now on to the role of the National Youth Council. As spokespeople for UNICEF USA, we are not only able to provide strategic feedback and insight on UNICEF USA strategies and initiatives from a youth perspective, but we are also able to take advantage of UNICEF's vast platform to speak out on behalf of children's rights worldwide. In addition, we organize and implement campaign activations for young people, supporting clubs and the Unite program as a whole. Finally, we are able to develop our leadership and public speaking skills while working on projects based on various areas, including recruitment, retention, leadership development, interactive media and communications, and internal communications. I will now pass it on to Radhika.
Hey, so we want to take a second to talk about club registration. Make sure to register your club if you haven't already. It's very important to register your club each year, new or returning. This not only lets us know that you're an active club, so we can guide and support you with the community base, but also gives you a number of benefits. You can reach the website using the QR code on this slide, and we'll keep it on here if you want to take a picture real quick. Okay, so talking about what you need to know relating to club registration, the page will require the information of at least 5 leaders and your advisor, their full name, email, year of graduation, and an optional phone number. It may also ask you to express why you want to or remain an active club so you can get to so we can get to know you better. We also want to talk about giving your address so we can provide you the back to school kit. And lastly, after registration, your advisor will need to complete a background check and a back to school kit will be mailed to you. This includes a lot of UUSA merch like t-shirts, stickers, badges, buttons, balloons, a flag, flyers, etc. Reach out to us using the Q&A feature if you have any questions. We also have email and Slack channel that you can reach us to if you have any further questions, and that should be on the next slide.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly go over some fundraiser and event ideas that you can do if you're a club leader or you're just in a UNICEF club at school. So one example of a fundraising idea that you guys could do is called Unicef, which is a spin on UNICEF and like chef, like a bake sale. And this is one of our current National Youth Council members named Ayan shared this idea on the takeover, if you saw that also, but it's a really great way to start off the school year and also raise awareness about your club. So another idea is to organize a car wash at your school, and it would just be a great bonding experience for club members to get to know each other. And then making bracelets. Bracelets are just an idea, but this is a good chance to just get creative and brainstorm with your club members. And you can also do other sales of goods and also spread the message through little notes or even baked treats like mentioned before. So the last one we had was the color run. I'm not sure if you've heard of this, but this is just an idea to get people engaged, active, and have fun with color and water. So you can map out a 3 to 5K course and gather your resources with your town, local businesses, or school, and you can make it a ticketed event to spread knowledge. Again, arrange for donation places, and even have local businesses participate with goods and games. And feel free to check out examples of other clubs doing similar things on our website or Instagram and make sure to connect with that as well. Some other ideas that I won't go too much into would include a garage sale, a simple GoFundMe, movie night, or even a UNICEF merch store. And then now moving on to event ideas. So a big tip is just to start local. You can bring in guest speakers who advocate for children's rights, volunteer at food banks, pick up trash at city parks, write cards for children's hospitals, and organize drives. So examples of possible drives to organize can include a hygiene drive, school supply drive, toy drive, clothing drive, book drive, etc. You can really make a drive and tailor it to what you and your club want. So now I'll pass it on to Kathy, who will speak a little bit more about fundraising events, remitting funds, and a preview of Trick or Treat for UNICEF.
Thank you, Kripa, and welcome everyone to our Fundraising 101 fall webinar. My name is Kathy, and I work for Unicef USA in our community fundraising department. I apologize that I'm not on video, but I'm actually based in Florida, and we just got through the other side of Hurricane Ian, and things are a little unstable here, so I want to reduce the chances of a dropped call. But have no fear, my family and I are safe, and we're also very lucky. But I'm just really excited to share with you best practices, platforms, resources, tips and tricks to host your fundraisers and events this school year. So let's get started. To kick us off, I want to start with a pop quiz, but don't worry, no one is grading you. This is a true or false question. Just go ahead and keep your answer in your head. But the question is, or the statement is, UNICEF receives millions of dollars in funding from the United Nations on a yearly basis. True or false? Think of your answer, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and the answer is, this is false. UNICEF is entirely voluntarily funded and receives no monetary support from the United Nations. UNICEF relies on voluntary contributions to uphold our mission of reaching every child. Resources to UNICEF's programs come from the voluntary contributions of governments, intergovernmental organizations, foundations, the private sector, and individuals. So I really think it's crucial to set the tone for this entire presentation by first and foremost noting just how important the work that you are doing when you choose to host a fundraiser or event in support of UNICEF. We wouldn't be able to have a presence in over 190 countries and territories or continue to be the organization that has saved more children's lives than any other organization in the world. We wouldn't be able to fight for children's rights or implement all of our life-saving programs if it weren't for these vital funds. And as you know very well, every little bit counts, small or big, which is where the Unicef USA fundraiser and event program comes in. So let's walk through the steps quickly. Let's say that your group would like to activate around UNICEF's work. There are 3 steps to get you there. First, you come up with an idea for an activity or fundraiser that you want to host. Get creative. Kripa just gave a bunch of great ideas, and you can definitely build on those. Make sure it works within your community. You can consult our resources that we also have online and just see what has worked well in the past. Next, you go to unicefusa.org/fundraiser, and you can fill out your fundraiser and event application. Once your event or fundraiser is approved, you can explore our resources and customize your event platform or fundraising page. So let's take a look at our fundraiser and event application. This application allows us to capture all of the details of your proposed idea, including what area of UNICEF's work you want to support, any companies that will be involved, and how you will use the UNICEF logo. It's important to draw your attention to the question that asks if you would like a ticketing page. So if you would like to get set up with your own customizable event page, make sure you check this box when you fill out the application. Once your application is approved, you will receive an email that will give access to the ticketing page and login information. So let's take a quick look at our ticketing platform. With our ticketing platform, you can create and customize your own event page to sell tickets or gather RSVPs. It is easily customizable to include all the event details, date, time, location. You can add photos, videos, whatever you need to share information about UNICEF's work or your event. The tickets sold and donations made through this platform go straight to Unicef USA for the cause that you designated on your fundraiser and event application. Hosts can keep track of registrants on the back end in real time. So for example, if you pre-sell tickets to your event, you have a list of all the attendees and can check them in when they arrive at the event. Also, the platform allows you to send email confirmations to registrants that are easily customizable, and these also serve as tax-deductible receipts. So let's take a look at the online fundraising pages. Many of you are probably familiar with GoFundMe. Recently, the GoFundMe charity platform was terminated. However, we've launched a similar peer-to-peer fundraising functionality on our Unicef USA website. So you can go there by visiting unicefusa.org/P2P clubs to get started with your fundraising page. So I just want to make a note that P2P stands for peer-to-peer. So that's how you can remember P2P, peer-to-peer. Similar to GoFundMe, you can add a fundraising goal, you can customize the title, and you can add a small profile photo. You can even share this page far and wide with your friends, your family, UNICEF club members. You can get the information out there. And you can also create a QR code that would link to your fundraising page. So you could include this QR code on your marketing materials or hang flyers around campus to have a greater reach with your fundraiser. The online fundraising platform allows you to keep track of donations in real time on the back end. And this gives you an opportunity to track your donors, to send maybe a note of thanks or a shout out on a social media. So let's go back to our fundraising and event application. Once you're approved, you'll get access to our fundraiser and event resources page, where you'll find a selection of buckets or collection full of resources. So you can click on the bucket that makes the most sense for you. So for example, The brand guidelines collection includes approved UNICEF logos for you to use on flyers, social media, or you can create your own swag. And there are tons of templates, even UNICEF images that you could use on marketing materials. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can use all the resources that we've already created. So make sure you make use of those. You can also find great resources at the link above, which is unicefusa.org/club resources. These resources include event ideas and a fundraiser and event guide, which offers event tips and tricks to help you create a successful fundraiser. So let's bring it all together and talk best practices. When you want to host an event or fundraiser, be sure to fill out the fundraiser and event application at unicefusa.org/fundraiser. Be sure to use approved logos only, the ones that are found under our brand guidelines in our resources folder. Please send all marketing materials, including social media posts, flyers, and any language that uses UNICEF's name or logo for approval to hello@unicefusa.org. Streamline any UNICEF or UNICEF USA guest speakers requests through us. So you can either send an email to us or you can include that in your fundraiser and event application. Please note any company's talent or media involvement on the application, or you can contact us by email. Make sure to take advantage of our resources to host your events. And finally, make sure you remit your funds using the correct donation forms. And where are those donation forms? This is a common question that we get. How do we remit funds? And we have a few ways that you can do this. To remit your funds online, you can go to unicefusa.org/clubsremit. This will take you to a web page where you can enter your club information and submit funds online. To mail in a check, you'll want to use the appropriate donation form. This donation form is sent to you by email once your event passes, if you complete the fundraiser and event application, or you can access the form by visiting your club's resource page, which is unicefusa.org/clubresources. And always know that you can also reach out to us by email at any time and we can direct you to those resources. The email again is hello@unicefusa.org. So now let's transition into something a little spooky, a campaign that is my personal favorite, Trick or Treat for UNICEF. This year is what we're calling year one of a 3-year plan to reclaim Halloween as a signature UNICEF holiday. We're taking the traditional orange box digital this year, and we're leading with a QR code. So for this campaign, we hope to raise awareness about UNICEF, spread the QR code in our communities, and increase Gen Z and millennial participation. So let's take a look at this a little more. The campaign will launch the first week of October, so be sure to check in next week. So some of the links that we're going to be sharing are not exactly live, but just go ahead and save those for early next week. Here is a quick snapshot of what's to come. This year, the focus is really all about getting this QR code out in the community to raise awareness and take action. So here you can see a sneak peek of what the page will look like once you scan the QR code. It will include a video, a donate option, and ways to get involved. There will also be a button for starting an online fundraising page for Trick or Treat. So think of this as a digital Trick or Treat box. When you click that button, it will lead you to a peer-to-peer landing page, so that online fundraising page that we talked about, where you can create your own online fundraiser. And this year, we will have a leaderboard that shows the top 10 online fundraising pages. So as we all know, if there's a leaderboard, this of course means friendly competition and prizes. So we will be rewarding the top 3 fun online fundraisers at the end of the month. And I'm going to throw it over to Morgan to share a little bit about what those prizes could be. Morgan?
Yes, I would love to. Hi, everyone. It's good to see you all. We're excited you're here. Sorry, my voice is kind of like in the ethers, but I'm here. And we have exciting prizes for y'all, so we want to make sure you know about them. Our top fundraiser is going to receive 2 tickets to our upcoming Unicef Gala in New York City, which is on November 29th, which is Giving Tuesday. And so that's going to include airfare, a 2-night stay in New York. So we're really excited about that big grand prize. And then our second place winner will receive a $150 gift card to Unicef USA's Marketplace. And then the third place is going to take home a package full of UNICEF swag. So we're very excited for all of these different ways to get engaged, and hopefully you win. We're excited.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing, Morgan. I'm so excited to start my online fundraising page next week. I don't know about you, but those prizes sound awesome. So I hope when the page goes live, you all get excited too, and you start your online fundraiser for your club. So from the Trick or Treat for UNICEF site, there will be lots of fun downloadable versions of the QR code, and you can go out and use these, whether by posting on social media, changing your phone background, sharing it at community events. This is really an opportunity for you to get creative and make sure the QR code gets out there. As I briefly mentioned, we have also created a downloadable kit full of resources that will be saved on the site. And we have one specifically for our clubs. This can be found at unicefusa.org/TOT club resources, and it will go live next week. So if you go there now, once again, you'll find some of our materials, but really please wait until next week where everything is unveiled. This kit will also include a fundraising guide 2-pager. So for example, if you want to host an in-person event, this will provide steps on how to register your event with us, so you can unlock access to our fundraising platforms and tools that we have available to you. And the kit also includes a guide on how to start an online fundraising page for Trick or Treat. So it will also include, email templates, customizable event invites. We've got you covered. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We've got those resources ready for you to use. So even though this year is a little different from the Trick or Treat for UNICEF campaigns in the past, I do want to share a few ideas to get you started with Trick or Treat 2022. Set up a digital Trick or Treat box through our peer-to-peer fundraising platform. Again, this will go live next week. Host your own event, and make sure you register through our fundraiser and event application. Add the QR code to decor for personal and school events and maybe parties you may be hosting or attending in October. You might also consider partnering with an already existing event. For example, if your community hosts a trunk or treat event, you could see if they would be willing to let you hang posters that include the QR code, or maybe allow you to share your online fundraising page. Really, we encourage you to connect with the resources you have available and see what works well for you and your community. And you can also promote the QR code and filter on social media, share with your networks. And finally, you will find all these great resources at unicefusa.org/TOT club resources. So make sure to check it out next week. And finally, I just want to say thank you for joining this webinar and listening to all the great ways you and your club can get involved with UNICEF this year, especially this trick or treat season. I really look forward to reviewing your applications. Please feel free to reach out at this email if you have any questions. We're absolutely happy to help and clarify and brainstorm ideas. But now I'll pass it over to Radhika.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kathy, and for giving the webinar participants an overview of the fundraising and events page and giving us a preview of what Trick or Treat looks like this year. In addition to Trick or Treat, we are excited to share some other upcoming events that you may be able to get involved with, starting with, and I'll let Alex Xavier go over these.
Yes, so this year UNICEF is proud to be a partner of the Students Rebuild program for this year's Welcoming Refugees Challenge. Some of you may recall when we participated in the Hunger Challenge in the past. For the year ahead, any K-12 students are invited to create welcome postcards for people displaced by war and other crises. For every postcard that is submitted to the Students Rebuild program, $5 will be donated to the refugee aid organizations, including UNICEF. Please consider inviting your club to participate. And for more information, you can please check out the website that Krista just put in the chat. And I will pass it over to Kripa.
So some other upcoming events we have are the World's Children Day, which is on November 20th this year. And stay tuned for more events that you can get involved with and attend. And then lastly, our Advocacy Day will be virtual again this year, which will be taking place in the spring. And just stay tuned on how you and your club can advocate on a local and federal level. More information will be shared early of next year, which is 2023. And I'll pass it back to Alex Xavier.
Yes, so there are several ways you can reach us for further concerns or questions. For club registration or any UNICEF related questions, feel free to email us at volunteer@unicefusa.org. If you want a youth perspective on running your club or learn more about the council, you can reach out to us at council@unicefclubs.org. We also have a community for all of our UNICEF clubs on Slack. And Krista's going to put the link in the chat. And you can also follow us on our socials at Unicef USA and Unicef Clubs. We will now open the floor to questions. If you have any questions, please enter them into the Q&A feature so we can address them. Thank you for joining us.
So one of the questions that were asked in the Q&A was, what is the application process for the UNICEF National Youth Council? So for that, please look at the UNICEF Club's Instagram and look at the UNICEF Club's Twitter, because it's always updated with the application. If someone else can piggyback to like when exactly the application opens up, that would be appreciated.
Go
ahead.
I was just going to pop in and say that it's towards the end of the year. It's best to keep a lookout on the Instagram, because I remember when I applied, there were a bunch of posts, so you follow up on those, and it's pretty detailed on the directions if you want to add on to that, Kripa.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I found out through UNICEF's emails. So if you're not already subscribed to their newsletter, make sure to do that, because they send emails like every month or so, and then it'll have like a link to the National Youth Council application there. And it just consists of some questions and then an interview process.
And if I'm not wrong, last year, I believe the application was due around April time. So keep a lookout in the springtime for the application.
One of the questions was, will this recording be emailed out? I do believe this recording will go out to you all as soon as it's available. Also for Kathy, someone asked if we have been collecting coins and boxes at our school, how would we go about sending that money into Unicef USA?
Great question. So we recommend, we've had groups that actually take those coins into a bank, and they can write a check so that they can mail it in. If your advisor would like to maybe handle that and just, like write a personal check, or you can go to the bank and get a check. We previously had a trick or treat for UNICEF option for Coinstar. So those Coinstars will be located in many grocery stores across the US. I am not sure if we still have access to that. So whoever asked this question, if you want to send me an email or you can follow up and let the the community engagement team know, the youth council team know, and make sure we share that out, just to make sure I have clarification. But I'll look into that if we still have access to Coinstar. But great question.
Another question for you, Kathy, that was asked is, we are hosting a trunk or treat event. Do we still need to fill out the event form? Coming from Adriana.
Thanks, Adriana. Yes, please fill out the fundraiser and event application. It's really, really easy. We just want to collect that information. That way we can track donations, and it just gives us an opportunity to also connect with you and give you more resources. So I really encourage you to submit all applications with us. It's usually a very quick turnaround. I think 2 days at the most. And I'm usually in there every day. So you'll probably hear from me if you submit, and it'll just be beneficial to your group to have those resources to you. So please fill out the application. Thank you.
Another question that was asked is, are we also doing trick-or-treat boxes or just the online fundraiser? I believe it is only the online fundraiser, but someone piggyback off if I'm wrong.
You are correct. We are only using the QR code. We've really shifted. A lot of this has to do with everything that's been going on since 2020. We've really shifted into more of a digital space, but you can create your own trick-or-treat boxes. We actually have canister wrappers that have the trick-or-treat theme on them. So you could, take a can of soup, an empty can of soup, and just wrap it with a canister if you wanted to do that. You can get creative with it. We really just wanted to focus more this year on that QR code and raising awareness about UNICEF. So that's kind of the main call to action.
I can take a question on the bake sale. So someone asked if we use a bake sale as a way to raise funds for the trick or treat event, how can we send over the donations? So there's a couple ways to do that. I think someone mentioned a way to send in cash donations. I know my club personally has a separate bank account. We deposit funds from there, and then we sent out the funds to UNICEF. You can also do some sort of a fundraising page that I know Kathy talked about. So you can have a GoFundMe or peer-to-peer fundraising and connect it directly to UNICEF, so you don't have to worry about the transaction of cash. But yeah, you can do it either way. And I think the UNICEF thing is a great idea if you want to do that.
Any more questions? You can put them into the Q&A feature. Any last questions? Also, feel free to ask questions about club registration.
A question for you, Kathy. If we want to do something like boo bags where we pack candy for children in the spirit of the trick or treat, where would something like this be sent to?
So I will say that Unicef USA does not collect items to give to others. So something like that, you might, and I just want to kind of clarify. So something like that sounds like something you might want to partner with someone in your community. So if there's an organization that's working with maybe children who don't, maybe they don't go trick-or-treating, or they don't have, that access to that, then you might want to partner with your communities. But UNICEF USA does not collect those items because it actually could become really difficult to get that, those boo bags. Like if you wanted to send something to like one of our countries where we're engaged with, it's actually very difficult and not a great use of our resources to have to deliver those items. Sometimes it's better for us to source items in country. So we don't have that component to our UNICEF programming, but that is a great idea to partner with somebody with your community. Maybe there's a refugee organization or something like that you want to partner with your club, and see if there's something you can do around that. But yeah, it would just be difficult to get those, like a boo bag of candy to children in other countries. It might go bad, it might melt. It ends up getting to be a logistical issue. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that. But funding is the best way to support our programs, because that is where we can get the need the fastest and get it to where it's needed the most. But great question.
So I think Alia had a question for Abby, and the question is for the Welcoming Refugee Project, will we be mailing in the artworks? So Abby, would you be able to take that?
Yes, of course. Hi. So we're going to post a link for Students Rebuild and that challenge in the chat. And you actually would go ahead and register under your club name and select UNICEF USA, and then you would be able to upload your artwork to that portal once you go ahead and register. And if you have any questions, I'm going to have Krista put my email address in the chat as well, if you have other questions about just the uploading process.
Also, I believe this is a question for Kathy, excuse me. Do we need to fill out the fundraiser approval form for all events fundraisers we do at our high school?
Yes, please fill out the fundraiser and event form for every fundraiser event that you have. We really encourage it so that it can help us track the events that are happening, and we make sure that you get the forms that you need to remit your funds. So it's kind of a nice one-stop shop. Also, it unlocks our resources. So it's really a benefit to you and for us to just kind of know what's going on in the UNICEF club community. And it really, the form is very quick and easy to fill out, and there's a very quick turnaround. So we won't hold up your event, I promise, but we really encourage all clubs to complete the fundraiser and event application. Great question.
If there's no other questions, we will be wrapping it up tonight. Thank you guys so much for attending this webinar. I hope it was helpful for you guys. So yeah, if anyone has any finishing thoughts, feel free.
Okay, so I think we got another question about after we send in an approval, how long does it take for the fundraiser form to be approved or for you to get back to us? I think that the turnaround is quick.
Yeah, it's usually 48 hours. And I'll be honest, you UNICEF clubbers know your stuff and you know what to put in those forms. It's actually very, unless we have a lot of questions, it might take a little bit longer, but 48 hours is usually pretty standard. And we'll get back to you. I promise.
Okay, one last call for questions. Any questions? If not, we can wrap it up. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
We're also going to put in our National Youth Council email in the chat, just in case if anyone has any emails regarding the council or anything we do. So yeah, check it out. I see another question. Do we need to send in an approval form for trick or treat for UNICEF as well? Kathy, do you know?
Yeah, that's it. Please fill out the form and I can send you, make sure that you have access to all the resources. It's just a nice way for us to, see what's going on at the different clubs and make sure that you have everything you need to have a successful fundraiser. So yes, please fill out that application when you can.
If you guys have any doubt, I feel like it's best to just fill out the form.
Yeah, I agree.
So with that, I think we're going to call it a night.
Yes, thank you so much everyone for coming. And please reach out to our National Youth Council email if you have any questions.
All right, great job, guys. You did an amazing job. It was really incredible. Thank you so much for everything you did. I'm gonna let you all go. I see that some people have already left. So fantastic job. And we will see you all soon.
Thank you. Great job, guys.
Great job. Thank you.
Bye.